Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to everyone. So today, my group will be present about the readiness and the usage of e-learning. So my name is Iliana binti Ismail. I will be the first presenter and will continue with Raudah binti Muhammad Khairi Azia, Suhaida binti Sulaiman Su, and the last presenter will be Muhammad Afiq Nabil bin Abdul Ghani. Okay. Next slide. Okay, have you seen this news before? Actually, this news has been released a few weeks ago. It is about a student from a rural area trying to find internet connectivity to join his online classes. However, he has to climb up a tree and suffer from several of injuries. This shows that students nowadays like to study, especially when using e-learning. And because of the pandemic COVID-19, as you all know, all university and school have to implement e-learning as the teaching and learning aid, even though all of us does not ready to embrace it. So what exactly is e-learning? E-learnings mean the usage of electronic educational technology in learning and teaching. Basically, there is two type of e-learning. Next slide. Okay, the first phase is electronic gadget and the second phase is internet technology. So as you can see at the side of the slide, there is example of the electronic gadget such as CD, computer, cassette and projector and so on. So in the internet technology phase, we use internet to connect and communicate with others in virtual. Actually, these two phases actually the most crucial need in e-learning. If there is no electronic gadget and or slow internet connectivity, e-learning cannot be proceed. So next slide. Okay, based on the article given, actually a survey has been made by online questionnaire among the lecturers. So there are many pros and cons of e-learning that have been highlighted. However, most of the lecturer prefer to use traditional way because of the several reasons. So the first reason is because student can cheating and plagiarism. Actually, student can refer to the textbook and search in the internet during the test or the quiz. Next, slow internet connectivity and technical problem, like I have mentioned earlier. And then frustration and difficult. As you all know, not all lecturers are ready to implement e-learning as their teaching. So, the lecturers will be frustrated because of the sudden news in e-learning and they have to spend more time to learn and to overcome the difficulties. So, even though there are many bad side of e-learning, but there are a good side of e-learning. So the first one is students can develop critical thinking skill among themselves. The next one is eager for self-expression, which means, for example, if there is a group of students that produce something extraordinary and achieve high mark, the lecturer can publish the word and it can motivate other group to get better. So the next one is save time. So the students and lecturer can just open the laptop and start their class instead of the lecturer and students have to walk to the class that take time more and waste. So the next one is medium of online assessment. This is for the lecturers, which is the lecturers can easy mark the test by include the answer scheme in the system. So the system will mark according to the answer scheme given. Last but not least, various form of medium. Especially this is for the weak students. The lecturer can upload video or animation. So the weak student can have better understanding rather than they trying to understand word by word when lecturer explain in class. However, as I mentioned earlier, most of the respondents prefer traditional ways of teaching, which is face-to-face rather than e-learning. So I already summarized all of the article given. So the next presenter will be Raudah binti Muhammad Khairi Azia. Thank you for me.
Next slide. I will continue the presentation with advantages and disadvantages of online learning. So we will start with advantages of online learning. So the first advantage of online learning is cost effective. This is because we can cut costs on papers and printing since all assignments are submitted through online mediums such as emails, Microsoft Teams, and also UniKL VLE. Next, it also can save meal costs as home-cooked meals are cheaper than the food at the university cafeteria. Usually, I spend around 300 ringgit per month at the cafeteria, but since I can cook at home, I only spend around 250 ringgit per month. Next, I also can save money on accommodation since I do not stay at the college hostel. The second advantage of online learning is it is flexible. This is because we are able to replay the recorded lectures many times anytime we want. We also could start the recorded lecture anytime to digest the information and make some notes, since some students didn't manage to jot down the note as some lecturers' teaching pace is quite fast. Next, we will go to the disadvantages of online learning. So the first disadvantage of online learning is limited internet connection. Some students really have limited internet connection. Due to the pandemic declaration, everyone is advised to stay at home, causing slow internet connection, as all family members share the same internet connection for online class. It will also might cause late submission for online tests and quizzes and get some deducted marks because students sometimes don't have enough time to upload the submission at the platform. Second disadvantage is it will increase our screen time. This is because we spend many hours on screen, which is very bad for our health. Our eyes will become dry and we are being physically inactive and reduce our productivity since many hours were spent in front of the screen and we don't really have the time to take care of ourselves and exercise regularly. The third disadvantage is develop health problem like migraines and back pain. We also might develop bad posture for staying hunched in front of the screen. Last but not least, students are easily distracted by social media, games, handphone, and television. Since some lecturers cannot see what students do behind the screen, students tend to scroll social media, watching television, playing games, and so on instead of focusing on class. That's all for advantage and disadvantages of online learning. I will pass the presentation to Suhaida binti Sulaiman Su.
Thank you, Rauda. So, Assalamualaikum and good evening, everyone. We'll talk or present about experience when in online learning or e-learning. So, I'm sure that we all have our own experience while online learning, whether you have good or bad experience. So, why not I share with you all my experience in online learning? So, I will share my good experience first. Okay, firstly, um, of course, I have more time with family since I can stay at home during online class. I got to spend together with my family compared to if I was in university. If I stay in university, I can only meet my family long during the long during sorry uh, I only can meet my family during the long holiday like mid-sem because the distance from my home to university is too far because I'm staying at Terengganu. Because of this, I cannot back home always. Furthermore, when I'm study at home, I can go holiday with my family on the weekends or after the class. So next, um, my good experience on online learning is I'm able to multitasking, which is I can handle my business. Let me tell you, I have a small business which is I'm selling sushi since Form 5. So seeing that I can stay at home, I got the chance to continue my business whenever I have free time. Like yesterday is weekend, right? So I took the opportunity to make my business. So from that also I can improve manage my manage my time management skills between study and business. However, I always prioritize study over business. It is like two birds with one stone because I can attend online class while I gaining money through my business. So let's move to bad experience. Uh, when online learning, it's involve feedback and comprehension problems. I'm sure that most of the students have felt this situation. What I mean is students face poor internet connection. Like me, 2 weeks ago, I lost my internet connection problems because of my hometown was flooded by heavy rain. So yeah, I had to face this problem for 3 days. Because of that, I was unable to join Microsoft team and I have missed some lessons. Yeah, it's it's hard to catch up with all the subject. Okay, so next what happened to me is I'm easily distracted or out of focus because I got distraction from my siblings, especially my little sister. And the last, my bad experience in online learning is I have facing physical problems. Before this, I had a headache and migraine due to staying for too long on screen. That's all for experience in online learning. So thanks for me. Next presenter is Muhammad Afiq Nabi.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now I would like to continue about common problems of e-learning and how to deal with it. Okay. First of my common problem is time management. Of course, time management. Okay. So what I would like to give a solution for this problem since it is a quite hard problem for every student out there. So my solution is all students need to plan ahead by making a schedule. Despite the flexibility in being an online student, it is important to have frequent engagement with your studies throughout the week. Provide plenty of time to space out your required readings, assignments, and online assessment. So my second common problem is students encounter technical difficulties. So like Yana said just now, e-learning will can't be proceed if we get unstable internet connection. So what I suggest to student out there to do is offer multi-device courses and personal attention. Choose online meetings platform that do not require much internal memory or a high-speed internet connection. Give priority to subjects where you do not have to download any programs or print out document. Okay, that's all my common problems of e-learning. So to conclude our topic for today, e-learning has bad side and good side of its own. It depends on how we're using it. For example, if we use the sharp part of a knife, we can cut things such as meat. But if we use the blunt part of the knife, we are only wasting our time to cut that meat. So it either can be useful or wasting time only. But still, e-learning just the beginning of a new technology era for Malaysia. So, our team come up with hope that our e-learning style will be as good as other high-tech country out there in a few years. Last but not least, even though many of us are not ready yet to implement e-learning in education, but we have to force ourselves to like it, to make things become easier and smoother. So, we should change our perspective that e-learning is easy. That's all from us. Thank you.